What I want to share here is a couple of practical solutions to two problems that relate to easy home filming. So, problem number one when you have a bunch of lights is turning them all on individually. So, in this case, I have three lights and possibly a fourth. And I want all of them to turn on by the room light switch. And the room light switch only controls the socket up above. So here's the solution. And I'm going to illustrate with parts that I have on hand, not the parts that are up there that you can't see. First of all, there are what are called socket extenders. So this is for when there's a deep recessed hole in what's called a can light fixture up top. The bulb is designed to go all the way into the socket. So by getting a 4-inch extender or a 6-inch extender, you screw the extender in, and then at the bottom of the extender, you've got the same light socket where you can attach a bulb. So this is step number one. So first, put a light extender in. Second, you want to screw a fixture into the light extender that has a plug outlet, not a light outlet, right here where you put a normal electrical plug. Then you put the bulb in here, plug your extension cord into right here. Now this cord can now come out of the primary light socket and head over to what is a subsequent detached light socket. It's basically just a light fixture that mounts on a wall. You can get it for around $6. Now you've got two light fixtures in which you can put a 45 watt, you get 105 watt, but it doesn't use all that wattage to put in bright photo lights. Now you've got the extension cord going over to both lights and coming down. Now this extension cord I then use to put in my iPhone charger, and also this box light at the base. Now these box lights typically come this is a $30 box light on Amazon. It typically comes with one light bulb. But again, you can get a splitter that you plug into the center, and now you've got twice the amount of light, which you're looking for just to conserve space. And I can always peel this off if I want lower light and just unscrew one of the bulbs. So now we've got an extension cord that comes down from above and is very handy, that can simultaneously charge the iPad while it's recording. And we've got a one switch option that turns all of these three lights on, the lights above and the light here. Now why do I want the lights above? It's a space and clutter factor. I have to look at this in my room, but I don't notice these two fixtures up here. This can be my downlight to get into my eyes, basically, something that you don't get to see here because it's not in front of me. But as soon as I move this light over around here, now it basically stops this kind of sinister dark eye look. And so that's the purpose of the lower light, and the purpose of the upper lights is to light the upper body. So you can now put a tripod like the one I've got here. Now this is a lighting, well, this is a microphone stand. So it comes up and then it branches off and goes up to here. Now at this point, what I've done is I've put on a selfie stick which screws into the end of the microphone stand. And the reason I'm using a selfie stick is it's very light, but also it's very easy to telescope in and out. And my microphone I keep right above the camera point. So if I was filming this video, if the camera's here, you're not seeing the microphone. So this is extending towards me, so that I'm looking at the iPad. This is an iPad Pro, and unfortunately it doesn't have the 4K going forward, just the reverse. But what an iPad Pro does have that no Android has is I can do an uninterrupted 5-hour shoot. And the battery will last for 5 hours, and it will not break into 20 or 30-minute chunks the way an Android will. And I'm going to have this screen, see, I just touch screen towards me, video. Now I see exactly what's being shot, which is wonderful, because this tells me, do I need to move more? And for the intensity of emotion, should I step back a little bit? What hand points are in and out of frame? I'm looking at this, which also gives me a little bit of a sense of how engaged I am, meaning if I stop being engaged with that face in front of me, the audience probably is getting unengaged quicker because they're not talking, they're not moving and animating. Now, what this boom mic concept does is it allows this microphone can come up and down, and it can telescope in and out, which means that I don't have to clip a microphone on, meaning this sound here that you're getting is not quite as good as the sound as if I was using my setup here. Now I've used a nice clip structure here that I highly recommend that screws onto a vertical post, and then I've got all kinds of metal adjustments back here that are very stable, and this will turn this way and this way up and down for the right vertical hit, angle. And this will record a better image and sound than many DSLR or camcorder or phone type experiences. And because I make videos that are often an hour and sometimes longer, I hate the fact that you lose a few frames when you're making a video every 20 or 30 minutes with Android's 4 GB size limit. But I also like the fact that this is one of the longest batteries. You cannot find a DSLR that has a 7-hour full constant video recording battery. I can stick this on in a location, in a room, etc., and make an ambiance house video all day with no editing and just stick it up onto YouTube or something like that. Now, and then what I have back here is an LED battery light, which I can use if I want to bring this whole setup, which I bring this out on the deck sometimes. It's a wonderful setup. Now the other thing is I can lift this up to standing height. Just go like this, and this will come up to full standing height, and then just tighten this and swivel it, of course. So the combination of being able to do all of that basically increases my video efficiency and productivity by, well, hundreds of %, which means that when I have an idea and I think, oh, let's get that on film, let's talk about that, it means that the idea is not lost or covered with a veil of frustration and technical irritation by the time I sit down. So in this case, idea, walk in, flip the switch, sit down in the corner, move the light box out a few feet so it's not in the way, so because I keep it in the I keep it in the corner there, and we're good to go. It's a fingerprint sensor on, the iPad is on, the iPad is charged, and I've got 256 gigabytes to just film and film and film and plow away, and then I can go in later and edit if I want to. Now my next part of my setup, because I don't like using Wi-Fi, but also it's just pretty easy, is I'll connect it to the laptop with a cord, and I'll send it to Dropbox with a title that lets my assistant know, he shares the Dropbox, where it goes. He sticks it onto an online video editing platform, which imports directly from Dropbox very quickly. And then from there, it directly exports without having to be downloaded onto his PC to YouTube or another source. And so this basically takes the headache for me out of video production.